Let's welcome our next fighter to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, Katriel Young.
Welcome back, fight fans, and thank you for joining us again throughout the night here on Boxing TV. We move on to the super middleweight division, 4 rounds. Katriel Young and Tom Evans. We got a lot to tell you about both of these fighters, but first, making his way to the ring, Katriel Young from Kalamazoo, Michigan, comes in 1-5, 1 win by knockout. 26-year-old right-hander. Last time we saw him was at Mohegan Sun in November. He lost to Tyler McCarry, another young and up-and-coming prospect with CES. Every time he's lost, he's been stopped. So this is an opportunity here for Thomas Evans tonight to try to get him out of here quickly. He is coming in on a 2-fight losing streak. Last win was in December of 2024 in Detroit. Coincidentally, he was here at the Park Theater earlier this month with his teammate Elijah Hassman, fought Tyler McCarry, the same fighter that he fought in November, and we had an opportunity to get a little bit of an impromptu stare down between he and Tom Evans in the center of the ring, kind of built some suspense for this fight, and building some suspense. And here comes Young finally making his way inside the ring. Should be a very interesting one.
And his opponent, making his way to the ring, Thomas Evans.
And listen to that ovation for Tom Evans, Rhode Island's own, making his professional boxing debut after a long career in Muay Thai and mixed martial arts. So much to unpack about Tom Evans and why he's here, Mariano. Tell us a little bit about Evans' journey and what brings him into the ring tonight.
Well, he's even more busy than Kean Dugan, which we saw earlier today. He sits on the board of his school's district. He's a police officer based out of North Providence. He's married with 3 kids, and he's working on his master's degree in criminal justice. So
wow.
He does a little bit of everything, but tonight it's all about the kids. He's raising money for a baseball program and an inaugural softball program. 150 kids are from ages 4 to 15 are about to register for the summer season in the next couple of weeks.
Thomas Evans has a long history with CES and promoter Jimmy Birchfield. Of course, all of his previous bouts were in the cage with CES as part of the MMA division, and now making the transition to pro boxing. And he's got one of the best minds in New England boxing in his corner in Peter Manfredo Sr. We'll see how it all plays out. Let's send it back to our ring announcer, Adam Palazzo, for the official introduction.
The following bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the super middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black and silver trunks. He weighed in at 168 pounds. Tonight, he fights in his 7th pro fight, hailing from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, Katriel Young. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gold trunks. He weighed in at 168 pounds. Tonight, he makes his pro boxing debut. Hailing from Central Falls, Rhode Island, ladies and gentlemen, Captain America, Thomas Evans.
And here we go, round number 1 of a scheduled 4-round bout in the super middleweight division about to get underway. Thomas Evans in the gold trunks taking on Katriel Young in the black trunks with the silver lining. Very interesting dynamic here with Evans, the MMA fighter, making the transition to boxing, and you wonder what goes through the mind of the opponent. Does he think that this is possibly an opportunity for him to get a victory against a less experienced boxer, but nonetheless a fighter in Thomas Evans?
Yeah, and Mike, usually when you see a guy in his 20s and against a guy in his late 30s, the guy in his 20s is the favored guy, the prospect coming up. But in this case, you have Thomas Evans, who is obviously the favorite. But we do need to keep in mind that he's fighting for the first time in 6 years. But
looks pretty sharp here. Evans looks like no sign of rust as he goes after Katriel Young. Rights and lefts upstairs into the body. Digging that right hand to the rib cage. This is going to be a very awkward style fight here as long as it lasts, because Katriel Young just kind of throws those punches at awkward angles, and Thomas Evans looks very poised, very patient. Definitely wants to put on a show for the crowd that he brought to the Park Theater tonight.
And he's not wasting any time tonight,
No.
Tom Evans.
Yeah, it's been 6 years since Evans has fought of any kind. Lands a nice right hand there against Young. Last fight was for CES MMA back in 2020.
And he's landing a good series of shots there, left and right.
Well, Young is hanging in there. He's taking the best of what Evans has to throw so far as we're halfway through round number 1.
And Mike, Tom Evans was explaining to me that because he's 38 and he's coming back after such a long layoff, you know, he's training for an 8-round fight, even though this is a 4-round fight, because conditioning was something that's very top of mind for him. He knows he's in against a guy who has 6 fights under his belt, whereas Tom Evans is making his pro debut.
Oh, it's worth noting MMA fights are 5-minute rounds, typically 3 5-minute rounds. Unless it's a championship fight, then it's 5 5-minute rounds. So different style of pacing to get through a round. You have 2 extra minutes that you don't have in boxing. Evans definitely trying to land that home run shot against Young. Misses wildly with the right hand.
And one thing that was dangerous about the way this fight started is Evans threw a lot of punches early on. So hopefully he's not too winded here as the fight progresses. Whoa.
Young just tackles Evans into the corner. Obviously not a knockdown. Joey Lupino warning both sides.
Mike, that was a bit of an MMA move, right?
It looks like Katriel Young may have the MMA background there. Shooting for that double leg takedown.
Absolutely.
24 seconds to go here in round number 1. Again, this one is scheduled for 4. Evans in the gold trunks. And
Nice
now
right
he's
hand.
got Young against the corner, against the ropes rather, but Young fights out. Nice right hand there by Young. Oh, Evans at the bell. He did land one after that one. Joey Lupino gives him a warning. So very interesting opening round here between Thomas Evans and Katriel Young. Take a look at some of the replay action here.
As you can see, Evans came out swinging. He wanted to end this fight nice and early for all of his fans, including a lot of the kids that came to watch him tonight.
And again, Evans doesn't have that boxing acumen, that same experience, but looks sharp thus far.
Yep.
And certainly looks the part.
Yeah, look, trained by Peter Manfredo Sr., who, you know, we talked about Peter Manfredo obviously developing his son to a world title shot earlier, but he trained a lot of other guys too. You know, you got Toka Conclary, Edwin La Bomba Rodriguez, and Shalito's way, right? Shelly Vincent, who's now a Hall of Famer.
And also, the interesting thing about Peter Manfredo was he was also a pro boxer and a pro kickboxer, so he understands that style, that Muay Thai style, and knows how to work with a fighter like Tom Evans, who has experience in all disciplines.
Right, and transitioning, right, from kickboxing to
Absolutely.
boxing.
Evans in the gold trunks, Katriel Young in the black. This one's scheduled for 4 in the super middleweight division. Thomas Evans making his long-awaited professional boxing debut after a successful MMA and Muay Thai career.
And Mike, if you're Katriel Young, you want to start your offense here. This is one of the few times where it's legal to fight with a police officer and actually hit him. So he should take advantage of it if he can.
Get your licks in while you can. Just under 2 minutes to go in round number 2. Evans doing a nice job. He's following through on those punches. He's landing often against Young, piling up points here in round 2. Nice right hand. That one catches Young off guard. And now another aggressive flurry here from Thomas Evans.
Evans digging to the body, and you can see from Katriel Young's midsection, he is soft around the body. He's probably susceptible there.
Evans has that tendency to put that left arm over the back of Young and kind of hold him and land body punches. And surprisingly, Joey Lupino a couple of times has told him to get that glove down. And that may be just kind of a callback to the MMA style.
Yeah.
Where you can clinch in MMA and you're really not supposed to clinch in boxing. And there it is again. Pay attention to that
Nice
left
low
arm.
blow as well.
Evans keeps digging to the body, runs into a quick left hand there, but keeps coming forward. 39 seconds to go in round 2. Evans just keeps teeing off on Katriel Young, but Young hanging in there.
And Mike, Tom Evans is a really tough guy. He told me that on Monday he wasn't able to do some interviews because he was actually going to be working from 4 to midnight. It was his last day on the job before he was off for fight week.
Puts in a lot of hours on the job, a lot of hours in the gym. As a father, a coach. It's a heavy workload, and it's really not meant for everybody. Not everybody cut out to work that kind of schedule, but Thomas Evans is doing it. And he just keeps coming forward there, working the body back upstairs. A lot of body work here by Tom Evans in round number 2. The crowd likes it so far. Evans doing a good job here, Mariano. Changing levels, going downstairs, coming back upstairs, back down. Young not really knowing where to more or less keep that defense.
Yeah, and you can see here his conditioning is great. He's throwing a lot of punches. He doesn't seem winded at all. He looks like he's gonna close this fight strong. And I think the key here is to dig to the body. He has been doing that to a degree. I think that's gonna be the way to make a statement and finish the fight.
Evans came in here with the intention of scoring a knockout win. He made no secret about that whatsoever, so he's got 2 more rounds to try to do it. Katriel Young is hanging in there. I'm not sure if the punches and the flurries by Evans are doing a ton of damage in terms of breaking him down, but they're scoring points, and Evans is clearly winning through 2 rounds.
Without a doubt.
And here we go. Ready for round number 3. We got a little bit of a spillage on the canvas. Young's corner, I think, just dumped all the water right there in the middle of the ring.
It's a nice way to gain a few seconds, right? Catch your breath.
Couple of extra seconds there for Katriel Young, and the action resumes here for round number 3. Once again, Michael Parenti and Mariano Agami bringing you the action here. Road Wars 5 presented by CES Boxing. And we're coming at you live from the Park Theater in Cranston, Rhode Island.
And one thing you can see here, Mike, is that the guys are standing right in front of each other. There's not a lot of movement. They're going straight at it. And it looks like Katriel Young came to fight this round.
This is very much a street fight.
Yep.
These 2 guys just throwing bombs. Not a whole lot of strategy, but Evans is certainly standing up to the test, as is Young.
Young doing his best work in this round so far.
I know you mentioned during the preview of the fight that Evans has been training for an 8-rounder, but of course, sparring rounds different than in-ring rounds.
Yes, they say you can't really get rid of ring rust in the gym, right? It has to happen in the ring.
Evans digging to the body again.
It's just really hard to replicate the environment, right, when it comes to being under the bright lights with the audience and an opponent who's hitting you back with intentions to hurt you.
With bad intentions.
That's right.
Katriel Young coming here to win this fight. No different than Thomas Evans. Evans so far has been the aggressor. He's been the better fighter tonight through 2.5 rounds. So we reached the midway point of round number 3. And Evans has really done his best work to the body. No secret about it. He knows his opponent is a little bit softer on the midsection, and so he's been targeting that area early and often.
I think both fighters are taking a breather at this point in the round.
Nice 2-punch combination there by Evans.
Evans being urged to push forward and throw some shots. And there he goes. And doing some good work there.
Once again, to the body by Thomas Evans. Eventually, those shots add up, and they can break down your opponent. Young standing in there, keeping those elbows tucked close to the midsection. And now you see the warning from Joey Lupino to stop holding the head. I just think it's instinct for Thomas Evans. He's been using that left arm to hold the back of Young's head and just try to rip shots to the body while he's got him tied up. 30 seconds to go here in round 3. You're starting to see that fatigue set in for both sides here. Even though the pace has slowed a bit, Evans still doing that best work to the body. Final bell for round 3, another one in the books, another solid round. Good start for Young, better finish for Evans. Here's some replay action.
Yeah, Mike, Evans really letting it go here, throwing shots to the body, sometimes coming back upstairs, doing the best he can. I think he's done some really good work so far for a guy who's making his pro debut. It's not a bad start.
Be interesting to see how the judges scored round 3 if we do get to the scorecards at the end of this fight. It's a very close round. I thought Young had a better start to the round. I thought Evans finished strong. I'd probably still give that round to Evans at the end. I think he's up 3 rounds in this fight, but he could only be up 2 rounds to 1, which now makes round 4 very pivotal for Katriel Young. So never assume what those scorecards say. We'll see if it does get that far, what the judges will have. But Evans is doing a very good job here. I think some of the fatigue is starting to set in. The pace has slowed a little bit, but Evans still coming forward, still working the body. And if I'm Evans, I'm doing more of the same here in this round.
And given that the guys are standing right in front of each other, the fight is still up for grabs, right? If anybody lands something big, they could hurt the other.
All it takes is one punch to change the momentum. And here we are, round number 4. Once again, Thomas Evans in the gold trunks taking on Katriel Young in the black trunks. Super middleweight showdown here at Rhode Wars 5. Live on Boxing TV, Michael Parenti, Mariana Agmi bringing you all the action tonight. It's been a good card so far. Evans trying to close this one out in style. Donating all his proceeds tonight to the Central Falls Baseball League.
Hey, Mike, we talked about Evans having fought 6 years ago. In that last fight for CES MMA, he actually used the proceeds of that fight to start the baseball league.
That's right.
And now 6 years later, he's using it to help fund it, which costs something between $25,000 and $30,000 a year, he mentioned. And what they do is they provide everything from registration, equipment, cleats, anything a kid needs for baseball and softball, they provide it. So it's a really great program that they started 6 years ago, and it seems to be growing every year.
Terrific cause for Thomas Evans. Something close to the heart. And once again, Evans, he's got Young against the ropes. Dig into the body. Joey Lupino on top of the action, waiting to see something from Katriel Young, who's just trying to grab and clinch. Nice right hand upstairs by Evans. 90 seconds to go in the fight.
Evans is earning every single dime of that of that program proceeds. He's really leaving everything in the ring, as you can see here.
Big overhand left by Evans, followed up by the right hand. Young misses, walks into a left hand. Evans looking sharp here to trying to close out this fight in style. Got to give Young a lot of credit. He's taking a lot of shots in this fight, keeps coming at him.
Yeah, it's been a rough fight for him. He took a lot of punishment to the body and a couple of really good right hands to the head as well.
Thomas Evans, 38 years young, making his pro boxing debut. We don't know for sure if there'll be more, but this has been a good start.
Yeah, I asked him, what's the goal here when it comes to his career, and he said, look, I'm taking it one fight at a time. I know that boxing is an extremely dangerous sport, so he's not looking past tonight.
Leaving the door open for a potential return somewhere down the road. Final 20 seconds. Strong performance by Thomas Evans. Trying to finish off Katriel Young.
Nice flurry there.
And there's the final bell. Thomas Evans, Katriel Young. Nice exchange of sportsmanship at the end. Great job by both fighters. They really brought it. No doubt the most entertaining fight we've seen on this card tonight is both fighters just kept going back and forth.
For sure.
Look back here at the action.
And you see Evans was really trying to finish the fight. He didn't want it to go to a decision. But Young did, we got to give him credit. He absorbed a lot of punishment tonight. He was able to make it to the final bell.
Young in his 7th fight showed some of that veteran savvy in the ring. Took the best of what Tom Evans had to give him, but I'll tell you what, Evans put on a great performance tonight. Looks like he will pick up the W here. I thought he did a great job. Again, you see these body shots, they just kept ripping to Young throughout the fight, changing levels, really did a nice job. And again, for someone that did not have a strong boxing background, really picked things up quickly under the tutelage of Peter Manfredo Sr., a terrific job. Let's see how it went. We're going to send it up to our ring announcer, Adam Palazzo, who has the decision.
All right, fight fans. After 4 tough rounds, we go to the scorecards. Judge Paolino, Judge Apici, and George Ezzo all scored the fight 40-36 for your winner, Captain America, Thomas Evans.
All right, Cranston, Rhode Island, I'm here with your winner, Thomas Evans. Tommy, I'm going to let you soak all this in here for a second. Tommy, we initially were going to do this as an MMA fight. Traded in the MMA gloves for the bigger boxing gloves here, making your pro boxing debut. Never had any dreams of doing boxing before, always a martial artist. But tonight you're a professional boxer and you're undefeated. How does this feel?
To my wife, Laura, Layla, Julian, Melanie, you're my heart and soul. It's the reason why I keep going in life. Thank you, guys. Mom, I know you're up there watching. Dad, I know you're there. Everyone who bought tickets, all my sponsors, Team CES. I started at 17 with this guy right here, Peter Manfredo. I asked him on 4 weeks' notice to come back and help me with a boxing fight. He said, "You're fucking crazy." And I said, "You're right, but I'll do it." And that just shows how much he loves me. We love him. Crew Bill from Hard Knocks. I was training for an MMA fight. I was at his school, his camp for 8 weeks. Get ready. And then we found the news and we said, it's boxing, it is, let's go. My big brother, I look up to him. He's there every time I need him. He's at my house fixing windows. He's doing whatever I need. Please give Coach Todd a round of applause. To the town of North Providence, I know the mayor's here. Mayor, we love and respect you. To everyone here, I'm donating all this money to this kids at Central Falls baseball. Let them kids play. Let them kids play.
Now, Tommy, I want you to explain a little bit more about that. So all the money, you see it on your shorts here, all the money that you have raised here today is going to go to Central Falls for the baseball and softball. I want you to tell everybody where that money's going, how they can support it.
Venmo at CF Youth Baseball if you want to sponsor us. Guys, it takes $30,000 a year to put these kids on the field. We don't charge any registration fees. We buy them cleats, bats, uniforms, you name it. We do it. These kids deserve the best. And that's what we're here in Central Falls doing, giving our kids the best.
Now, Tommy, last thing I want to talk to you about here. So your introduction song tonight had your mother's voice on it. Now, as a proud mama's boy, as I know you are, that got me with the feeling, so I know that that did with you as well. But I want you to explain to the crowd how special that was to be able to play a tribute to her as you walked out for your boxing fight.
My brother, Lydell Hall, I know he's here. Another kid that's always in my corner. I asked him, I said, Lydell, I need something special. I got a book with my mother reading a story to my daughter. It's the last time I heard her voice. Can we do something? And without a doubt, he said, Tom, I got you. And there it is, to hear my mom's voice one more time. That's what it's all about, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
I can tell you is that all of us here will surely agree that your mother is surely proud right now, smiling down. And President of CES, Mr. Birchfield, would like to say some words as well.
First of all, is Mayor Rivera here of Central Falls? Please come up here. Come on up here. Let's hear it from Mayor Rivera of Central Falls. Can you help her get, excuse me, all right. I'm sorry. So I just, everything Tom does, he's a special, special person. Okay, you've seen it tonight. This is his first boxing event. He fought for us in MMA and stuff, and this is what he wanted to do, and we did everything. But what he does for the town of North Providence and what he does for Central Falls is amazing. It speaks by itself. And I like Mayor Rivera to maybe say a few words on what she thinks of Tom.
It's an emotional night. I have to tell you that when Thomas reached out because he wanted to start the baseball Little League in the city of Central Falls, that someone, it hadn't been done for many, many years. His mom, Carolyn Evans, was one of the ones who started the Central Falls Youth Baseball League. And I know how much that meant to him. So it was really important for us to make sure we support him. It has only grown year after year. We named the concession stand after his mom. And it's something that we're going to continue supporting him, because I know how many kids in our community enjoy being part of the Central Falls Youth Baseball League. It's really important for me. It was really important for me to be here tonight. I know I reached out like 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago, but I'm like, I have to be there. Congratulations. You make us all proud. I know he's a North Providence police officer, but he's a Central Falls warrior.
Stay right. That's beautiful. And you shared some very, very special words on what was named after his mother. And, you know, every day of my life I think of my mother in heaven. So I know that feeling. But when he told me what he wanted to do, it wasn't about money or anything. It was about helping the kids in Central Falls. And Mayor, I know you're honored to have him on our police force in North Providence. And I think after seeing what he can do in the ring, maybe he can be your personal bodyguard, right? So say.
Tom.
Promote him. Yeah, he said promote him.
Tom, we're proud of you. We appreciate what you do for us in town. And you never know. I don't have a driver yet. I've been here 18 years and I didn't have one yet. But you help make us who we are. And I appreciate that. I just want everyone here to know who lives in town. This is the type of people that we got protecting you.
Good.
All right, let's hear it one more time for Captain America, Thomas Evans!
This girl, she has the style, she gets the power.
I'm Amelia Moore, world-ranked professional boxer. New England doesn't build soft fighters.
And that is it. That is all she wrote.
I grew up here, made in the cold mornings, empty gyms, and long winters.
She got pinned up in the corner again.
Boxing for Team USA took me around the world.
And there goes that right
Oh yeah, working the body now.
March 28th, I fight for the NABF interim title. This isn't just another fight.
One of the bigger questions for this Boston squad is what can Amelia Moore do for an encore?
This is my next step towards a world title.
Hey, see, this could be the turning point of the event.
This could be it. I know Boston is counting on these
Scan the QR code. Use promo code MORE. Choose your seats. See you March 28th.